Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our newly refurbished, beautiful firehouse named after George W. Hodgelick. And for this mayoral town hall on volunteering in Dunellen, this town hall is part of our series that we have throughout the year on multiple town halls. So this is going to kick us off this year on volunteerism. So tonight you're going to be hearing directly from some of the members of the borough's many boards and commissions. They'll be sharing more about the work about their organizations, the community events that they host and support, the impact that they make, and ways that you can get involved. Before we get started, I would like to recognize that April is National Volunteer Month here in the borough of Dunellen, a time to recognize and celebrate the contributions of our many volunteers. Last year alone, we had over 170 volunteers to our boards, commissions, committees, and recreation programs. That's a true testament to the heart of our small borough, why we're known as a volunteer town of Miracle Mile. So give yourselves a round of applause. Volunteers are truly the backbone of our community, whether they're planning community events, beautifying our borough, or maintaining the public safety of community and residents. Every action does make a difference. Volunteers help shape our Miracle Mile and help us towards a brighter future. The impact that volunteerism has on any community is invaluable on improving daily life for residents and visitors alike. And it provides our volunteers with unique opportunities to meet new people, learn new skills, and make a difference in countless lives. This town hall is just one of our ways to shine a spotlight on our volunteers who often work behind the scenes. I'd like to also invite everybody to join us this Saturday at McCoy Park at 11 a.m. for our second annual Volunteer Picnic Day. This free event will coincide with the opening day for the baseball season and serves as a way to celebrate our volunteers. All our boards and commissions are invited to bring a table to share information about the organization. It'll be a fun-filled day with food, drinks, and music, soft drinks. I hope to see you all there. And just want to give a shout out to our business administrator, Alex Miller is here. Our recreation coordinator, Kelly Cedar is here. Our community communications coordinator, sorry, I was going to say Derek White, I apologize, Billy George. And we also have council member Trina Rios here. We have council member Bill Scott here in his dual role. And we also have Councilwoman Chrissaw Edis Lance here, as well as Councilwoman Terry Albertson. So thank you all on the administrative and elected side for the work that you do as well. So thank you all. So thanks again to everybody for joining us here today. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our first panelist, Homer Mosley, who operates as the OEM coordinator for the borough of Dunellen, and he also manages the search team. So Homer, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mayor, for that introduction. But before I get started, I'd like to introduce a couple of folks that are part of the OEM CERT organization. They're critical in terms of our function. I'd like to first recognize Joe Cummins, who is one of my deputies. By the way, he was recruited from CERT. Also, Chuck Lopez, who is, I put him in charge of communications. So Chuck Lopez is one of our staff. And taking pictures over there is my community engagement director, Autumn Barbados. And last but not least, in fact, my first lady, Georgette Mosley, who is also not only a CERT member, but she's also part of my staff. The Office of Emergency Management, OEM, mission is to help keep the Dunellen community safe. OEM goals are to help prevent, protect against, mitigate, respond, and recover from disasters. OEM works with the mayor, the council, first responders, and other agencies. Now, under OEM is a CERT organization, which is a bunch of volunteers that went through 27 hours of training to learn survival techniques. They help their family, friends, and neighbors when a disaster strikes first, and by them doing so, they actually freed up the first responders to do more critical functions. So CERT is a very important part of our structure. And I'll say a little bit more about CERT in a few minutes. CERT assists OEM with preparedness education and support community at various events. If you see the street fairs, you'll see us out there distributing preventative materials, okay? Because a prepared community is a resilient community. First of all, let me just say something about CERT very quickly. Every resident in the borough should take CERT training, regardless of whether or not they want to join the team. Because again, as I told you, you can help yourself, your family, and neighbors during disaster. You would free up, again, the first responders to do more critical issues. Now, again, I mentioned the 28 hours of training that takes. Well, guess what? There's a new hybrid program, which now allows you to take 12 hours of virtual training of CERT, and then the other 16 hours hands-on, and you can actually become certified CERT. But that doesn't mean that you're a member. That's up to you to become a member. OEM and CERT volunteers needs, the immediate needs right now for us is like cold blue shelters. We trialed the cold blue shelter during the winter time. The problem being that we didn't have enough citizens or volunteers to staff those. But we, some of my CERT team, OEM team, staffed the cold blue shelter. The other thing that's really critical is to staff emergency evacuation shelter. Should there be a town-wide emergency and some of the residents have to go to a shelter, we really need volunteers to staff that shelter. I mean, such simple things as registering people at the door, you know, helping to provide meals, helping to set up the carts. So again, that's very important. Now, members of our OEM and CERT organization will be participating in a full-scale exercise this Saturday. We call it Disasterville at the Fire Academy in Saraville. So this is a full-scale exercise, full-scale drill, in which CERTs from all over New Jersey, as well as the state, New Jersey State OEM, Optimus Prime, which is basically Rescue One use unit that we send out to Florida to help with rescue operations, OEM, hazmat, all will be convening at the Fire Academy to actually participate in a Tornado 5, Category 5. There will be debris fills, there will be live actors playing victims, and so CERT members will have an opportunity to exercise their skills. At the same hand, I'd just like to say that part of our team will also be at the volunteer picnic. Again, distributing preparedness materials. So again, just wanted to let you know that that's what's happening Saturday. So some of us are going to be at the Disasterville, and others will be manning our table. For further information, please go to the Dunellen website where you can get information in terms of volunteering. We really need more volunteers because again, we want to be prepared in case there's any disaster. And I just want to let you know that one of the other activities that we will be involved with is what we call reunification. I'm sorry, reunification. Basically, what that means is that should we have an incident of an active shooter or active threat at our school, we would need people to be able to volunteer at the reunification center. So there's a lot of opportunities. So I hope that you will join us. Again, go to our website at the borough website for to get information. Thank you.
Can you hear me better? Can you hear now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Homer. And I'll just note that when Homer got on board in, what was it, 2020?
The height of COVID.
At the height of COVID, we really didn't have a operating and functioning OEM. And so Homer, with the assistance from the membership at the time, which the Albertsons were involved, took this from really operation not happening to now Middlesex County's model for how to operate a OEM and search team. So kudos to you and your team. Another round of applause for them. Next up, we have Councilwoman Chrysalides Lance, who will be talking about the Mayor's Traffic and Pedestrian Safety Task Force. I know that's of interest for many people in our community, so thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you. So the Mayor's Traffic and Pedestrian Task Force is an advisory committee established in 2022 to address traffic and pedestrian concerns throughout town. The committee is composed of Dunellen residents and local officials to identify issues related to traffic flow, pedestrian safety, and accessibility. The group works collaboratively to propose actionable solutions, recommend infrastructure improvements, and promote community awareness. By engaging with public feedback and analyzing data, MTAPS aims to enhance mobility and ensure a safer, more walkable environment for all who live in and travel through Dunellen. Some of our recent initiatives include advising on the 2nd Street Phase 1 project funded by New Jersey Department of Transportation grant, partnering with the police department to provide speed awareness signage, which will be available for free to residents at the upcoming Spring to Wellness event on May 4th, and organizing annual events like Bike to School in collaboration with Keep Middlesex Moving and Dunellen Public Schools. Looking ahead, MTAPS remains committed to working closely with the municipality to continue making roads safer for both pedestrians and motorists by actively listening to and educating the community. We encourage everyone who is interested in being involved to reach out to us via email. Information is available on the borough's website. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Next up is David Achenstein from the Dunellen Rescue Squad. He's going to go over their volunteer organization and some exciting things. I assume they're coming up, right? Thanks, David.
Hello, Dunellen. I'm David Achenstein with the Dunellen Rescue Squad, President and Second Lieutenant. I'm very proud to be a Dunellen resident, very proud to be a Dunellen volunteer. I very much appreciate all the volunteers that Dunellen has, and especially the Dunellen Rescue Squad volunteers, even the ones in the room. You guys like breakfast sandwiches, right? There's a lot of great places in town to get breakfast sandwich. You go to the Dunellen, oh wow, now am I blanking out? The Dunellen Dunellen Bagel, yes. You can go to Avelino's, you can even go to Quick Check. I remember when I was going back, I visit my parents sometimes in Bridgewater. My favorite place to go is Bagel Garden. Imagine you're walking in, you're placing your order, all is well. When I looked to my left, I saw a customer face down with a pool of blood on the ground. What do you do in an emergency? Well, I know what I did. I grabbed my jump bag, I went right to action. Helped her out, cleaned up the blood, and she ended up buying me some breakfast. So it all is well done. What do you do in an emergency? Not many of us are prepared for an emergency, but I want to make sure that the organization, the Dunellen Rescue Squad, is able to train you to be an effective person in an emergency situation. If you want to volunteer with us, that is awesome. We have different membership classifications that you would fall under. Probationary member is what you would fall into for the first 6 months of your volunteering with us. There you will be learning the skills to be able to respond to 911 emergencies, ambulance operations, ambulance rig checks, how we run our squad, how we run an emergency call. Once you fulfill your probationary status, you can move to an active member status, which you'll be volunteering weekly with us, 12-hour shift and also committee work. But if that's a little too much commitment, then we have Associate 1, Associate 2 membership statuses, which are varying levels of engagement. We are looking for any sort of volunteers to come to our organization to help and support us. Down the line, we will have a new building, a new location. It is very exciting for us to share with you. That is with conjunction with the borough on a new property, 365 southbound Brook Road. That should be in the works. We're very excited to have a new home and really re-flourish this rescue squad. So if you have any other questions or concerns for us and our organization, you can find us, you can mail us at our P.O. Box, which will go to the Dunellen Post Office. We have our phone number and our website. And please come by this Saturday. Come chat with us. We have a lot of volunteers in town, and I'm looking forward to speaking with all of you. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, David. And good to go?
Yeah, I cleared it. No, it's not clear.
I think it's okay now.
What's a town hall without a little malfunction, right? Huh? In the meantime, I'll introduce our next speaker, which is Chairman Jim Brennan of the Dunellen Parks and Recreation Commission. Chairman, how long have you been with the Parks and Recreation?
32 years.
And how long is Chairman? 27 years. God bless you.
Use this one.
Yes.
Good evening. Recreation is often referred to as the lifeblood of the community. I think this is absolutely the case in Dunellen. Almost every resident, everyone here is affected by our parks, our programs, our activities, our events. I'll start with our organizational structure. We are a recreation commission which oversees the recreation department, includes parks, playgrounds, programs, and events. The Rec Commission, you see the members listed on the top left of the slide. 9 volunteers, 7 regular, 2 alternates. We serve 5-year terms, longer for good behavior. We meet once a month, and in between phone calls, texts, emails, help organize and plan events and functions. We have 2 outstanding employees who are with us tonight. Our Recreation Director, Alex Miller, and our Recreation Program Coordinator, Kelly Cedar. These 2 are the hands-on folks. They make everything work for it. Now, having 2 people can be an issue. One of them is a Mets fan, one is a Yankees fan. But I'm very happy to see them sitting right next to each other. Although we did have to separate the offices for baseball season for it. A little background on recreation and how it ties into our current offerings. When I was in high school, I had to do a report on the history of our town. So, being a good C- student at the time, I went to the Dunellen Library to do some research. I found a book, This is Dunellen, put out by the League of Women Voters from 1954. It talks about the town. It also talks about volunteer groups going back that far. Fire department, rescue squad, and recreation. You can look at this online. The library has a copy, but you can access it online. This is Dunellen, 1954, and it'll come up as a PDF file that you can take a look at for people who want to see some of the background for some things. First section on recreation from 1954. Newcomers to Dunellen favorably impressed with recreation facilities available in the 1 square mile borough. It continues. A miniature big league stadium is used for Little League games during the baseball season. Well, this Saturday, our opening day is at that miniature big league baseball stadium. So everyone come out and then head to the volunteer picnic after for it. Booklet contains some information on programs. Back then, they had summer programs, arts and crafts, Easter egg hunt. A week and a half ago, we just had another Easter egg hunt. So it's been in existence over 71 years. We probably had about 200 kids. I think we had about 2,000 eggs, and the Easter Bunny even made an appearance for it. My favorite line in this old booklet is under section juvenile delinquency. It reads, "This is not a serious problem in Dunellen, due in large part to the extensive and successful program of the Dunellen Recreation Commission. Today, we try to continue that. We've added senior programs to help prevent some senior citizen delinquency. We don't want our seniors hanging out, nothing to do, hanging out on street corners. So we try to offer programs for them as well." If you look at the slide, you'll see all of our current programs. Most of you are familiar, you know the ones that we offer. Two things, I'll mention one or two of them. Two things we're looking to do. For our Hometown Heroes banner, which continues, I think we have 200 soldiers in our Hometown Heroes banner program. One thing we're looking to do is we're going to post a map location of the banners. People can look up, see where their relative, where their neighbor, where their friend was, make it easier to locate them throughout the town. We're also looking to post all of these pictures of the banners on a separate web page. You'll be able to go click a link and it'll show you all of the banners, all of the different soldiers over the years. So hopefully that will be up shortly for it. Again, couldn't do this without the volunteers. Folks on the commission, but also the coaches, all the people who come to help. Our Easter egg hunt. 71 years ago, I have a picture from about 50 years ago, Rescue Squad there helping. Rescue Squad was there this year, Fire Department was there. So thank you to all the volunteers who help keep the programs going. Thank you.
Did you return the book, Jim?
Thank you, Chairman. Next up, we have Dr. Noel Gendrano from the Mayor's Cannabis Task Force. And before anybody asks, no samples.
Not that kind of doctor. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So good evening, everyone. So Mr. Mayor, fellow council members, fellow presenters, folks in the audience here this evening, as well as those that are joining us online. Again, my name is Isaias Noel Gendrano, Dr. Isaias Noel Gendrano. I am speaking tonight on behalf of the Mayor's Cannabis Task Force. And just to introduce myself real quick, just for folks that may not know me, my wife and I, Dr. Rebecca Stark Gendrano, who you'll be hearing from in a little bit, we came to Dunellen 16 years ago, and it's been a great experience being in our one square mile town. I've also, in this time as well, joined the school board, so I'm an active member of the school board. I'm also, for the last 6 years, and also president for the last 4. But tonight, I'm speaking on behalf of the task force, which you're probably wondering, those guys must have a lot of fun. Indeed, we do, but not for those reasons. The company is great. But I guess the best way to kind of put this into perspective, because I don't know that we've actually spoken really much about it in public, very, very much, is to just say that, to tell a bit of the story. Do I have a few minutes to tell a story? Yeah. Okay. So in February of 2021, Governor Murphy signed into law a bill that established the status of regulated cannabis, basically legalizing cannabis in New Jersey. Whether you like it or not, he did. The state then had empowered local municipalities to determine their own regulations. zoning ordinances governing the number, the types, the operations of those cannabis businesses within the borders, basically looking into the towns to decide how they want to do that. So, interesting proposition and opportunity comes about. We get a meet up with Mayor Salento. We need to figure out, put together a task force to figure out what the heck are we going to do with this, right? This is an opportunity, right? There are things that are pro, things that are con, but potentially an opportunity. But before we do any of this, we need to be able to understand, right, and assess what this means, what this could mean for our town. So, at the mayor's request, we put together a task force. On that task force, and I said I'm representing the group, just to name our folks that are in the task force, Councilmember Terry Albertson, Mara Carlin, Mr. Roger Dornbreyer, Tara Duggan, Detective Nick Goldman, Melanie Turpak, Councilman Harold Vandermark, Sharonda Weiss-Schrimpf, as well as Mayor Salento, ex officio, I think is the term, just ex officio. And our task force was formed in January of 2023. And we've been going strong, essentially, since then. But the task force was put together by members of the community, ranging from, again, municipal and school officials like myself, business owners, residents, civic organization leaders, as well as law enforcement. And our purpose was to assist in reviewing the available information that was there regarding having a cannabis business in town and evaluating the potential impact a cannabis business may have on our borough of Dunellen. So that was our charge, and we got to it. So we basically did a whole bunch of things. You know, we sat in on committee meetings with the Cannabis Regulatory Commission. We reviewed ordinances from other towns. We looked at cannabis businesses that had opened. We spoke with people that are in the know in these particular areas to get that perspective. We looked at all sorts of ordinances. We followed litigation related to this. We did a really deep dive into what was going on, not just in our town, but also in other municipalities around the state. We also, in addition to participating in town halls and having a presence at Dunellen events like Harvest Fest, we did also raise a community survey in the summer of 2023, I think it was, to basically get a feel for what the town and the community was looking for. So, not to get into too much detail, because otherwise we could be here all night. We took all this information, we put it together, we looked at the risks, we looked at the benefits. And at the end of the day, you know, we came through, and because we initially had opted out of this, that was the choice. We could either opt in, which would mean we would have to be in this for 5 years, or we could opt out and potentially come back into it later. So our initial action was to opt out, and after evaluating all this information, we looked at the risks and benefits, and based on the weight of evidence that we had, we went forward with continuing to opt out. And if you're interested in the data, some of those details, I'm sure there are folks that are. I believe the presentation is still on the borough website. So there's a full, in fact, I'm reading from the slides here, details from the slides here, but that as well as the survey questions that we created a survey in order to gauge what the town was doing, or was feeling, excuse me. The results of that survey, as well as all of our other information, compile that into a presentation which you can access on the website. But I wanted to say, we took all that information, we came up with that, we presented it to council, and now our task now is to continue to reevaluate the information that we have, that we see since that time, that first initial evaluation, and this is year 3 now, and see if our decision still holds. And to this day, after seeing all of the information, we still see that the risks outweigh the benefits and are continuing to opt out. I know there are a lot of other presentations here. I won't go into too much detail. I'll be around later to talk more, but I wanted to at least introduce you to this topic, give a little bit more detail, more granularity to what we do. It is a wonderful group of folks to work with, and I'm glad that I was able to participate. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Noel. Next up, we have Lauren Myers to discuss the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization.
Guys, so I noticed on the agenda I'm seventh presenter, which puts me in the middle of 14. So I feel like this is like the 7th inning stretch. I don't know if you guys need to like shake it out, like get moving a little bit. But my name is Lauren Myers, and I have been a member of the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization for the last 6 years. And our mission is to help with the beautification and promotion of downtown Dunellen. So what does that mean? I would say that what we do falls into 3 categories. The first one would be the beautification. And that consists of the hanging flower baskets you see in the downtown, some of the flower barrels. We were responsible for the rope lights that were on North Avenue and Washington Avenue. And then we also do the holiday trees that go up right after Thanksgiving. The second area would be the events, with our main tentpole event being the Harvest Fest. So if you're unfamiliar, this is quite the event for you. We basically take over Washington Park with a lot of vendors and food trucks and different organizations. Many, if not all, of the organizations presenting today have booths. And it's a really awesome community event, but it's like all hands on deck. You know, it's a lot of work. We also do, actually this coming May 4th, so next weekend, we have Spring into Wellness, which is another event we do, which we also do in Washington Park, and it involves bringing in all of our wellness businesses. There's a lot of presentations and demonstrations and performances that happen at the gazebo. And this particular May 4th is a real trifecta of events for Dunellen, because in addition to Spring into Wellness, we have the first annual Dunellen Downtown Car Show, which will be on Washington Avenue, North Avenue. And then we also are partnering the Spring into Wellness with the kickoff of the open air market with the Friends of the Dunellen Library. So it's going to be a really fun day in Dunellen. We also do promotions such as Small Business Saturday. So that's typically the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And with that, if you spend $100 in Dunellen on that day, we offer you a $20 gift card to another business in town. And then we've also tried to do Restaurant Week from various years too. And then our final category would be celebrations. And that would be the grand openings and celebrations, like the ribbon cutting ceremonies we do for new businesses. And then we also do proclamations for businesses that are celebrating big anniversaries. And so as with every organization here, the more volunteers we have, the more fun we can have, the more we can do for the businesses in town, which is what we're here for. And so we promote everything on Facebook, so please follow us, check it out. We'd love to have you guys. The Dunellen Downtown Management Organization. Thank you.
Thank you. I think to save time, I'm not going to do the up and down. Okay, next up we have Marianne Myers, another Myers, representing the Dunellen Arts, Inclusion, and Culture Commission. Marianne is the chairwoman of the DAIC.
Thank you, Mayor Salento. Lauren, I'm glad to come after you. Myers, spelled a little differently. Yours is a little more common than mine, but that's okay. So, Mayor Salento asked me to join, it used to be DAC, 4 years, I think almost 4 years ago. And when I heard him ask me, I was like, I am the least artistic person in this room, probably. I'm lucky I can do a stick figure. That's how bad I am. But I come to find out that it's more about being there, being present, helping, which is, I guess, the theme of the night is volunteerism. So a little bit about Dunellen Arts, Inclusion, and Culture Commission, which we lovingly call DAIC. It was started in 2024. It's our newest commission. And we combined the teams and missions from Dunellen Arts and Culture Commission, which I joined, and the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. So our mission statement, which is really tiny and really hard to read for older people like me, but we try to organize, facilitate, sponsor, or collaborate on public programs aimed at advancing the growth and public understanding of fine, visual, and performing arts, as well as cultural experiences in Dunellen. If you've ever come to the park where we do the Music in the Park, which is a great event. We're looking to promote that more. Love to see people coming and enjoying the live music. We sometimes even get up and dance. We've had conga lines. We try and make it fun. We try and bring the kids involved. We have hula hoops, flashlights, beads, that kind of thing. So we try and make it fun for everybody. Some of our members, Shronda, who's also on some of the other committees, Sylvia Switzer, Margaret, Italo, Heidi, Jessica, Lana, Martha, Emelina, and Jessica. We could not do this with everybody's help. Everybody does something. It's, you know, a great collaborative commission. So Music in the Parks, Plays in the Park. We also had Greece a couple of years ago. That was great. That was so much fun. Art camp, that's something that we do. Usually it's the last 2 weeks in August, where kids will come to our senior center in Columbia. And last year was our first year where we had teens. So we had older kids coming in and painting some of our murals, which you're going to be seeing hopefully soon being hung. That was a great undertaking and a lot of time and a lot of people involved. So that's one of them. Also, we've done adult workshops through the high school. We had some people come and build little benches. We try and do the downtown winter windows. We, for a small fee, we do the windows painted in the town, and then we have the chore of taking off the paint, which is a big undertaking. So if anybody wants to volunteer and scrape dry paint, we would love to have you. We also have our inclusivity awareness campaigns. We do our fall house decorating competition where we give a gift card, people sign up. They take pictures of their holiday houses. We've done the fall. There's also one they can either pick fall or Halloween, so we get a little bit of variety there. And then our public art, which is our murals, and that's super exciting. Keep watching our website and the town website. I think we're on for possibly sometime in May, is what I've heard, for the hanging of the murals. So thank you. Please visit us, and if you have any questions, email us. We're on there. If anybody wants to join and help, we would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Ann. I think the conversation went like, we need a volunteer for the Dunellen Arts Inclusion Commission. Would you like to volunteer? I'm not an artist. I know nothing about art. And my point to you was, we need individuals with different perspectives on committees and commissions because the arts affect everyone, and you represent the community that is seeking the entertainment that the DAC is providing. So, and you provided, and you've brought along a great perspective. So thank you for your volunteerism. And now she's chairwoman, right? So from not wanting to possibly do it to now leading it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up is Dr. Rebecca Stark-Gendrano, who is going to be talking about the Dunellen PTO.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. How are you? All right, where are my parents? Yay, there we are. Okay, cool. So, Dunellen PTO, we basically work with the school system here in town. And I don't know if you've seen any of these flyers hanging up anywhere. So our biggest event of the year is coming up on May 3rd. It's our annual Tricky Tray fundraiser, which is, this is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So our main goal is to raise all the money that the kids in the district need for all sorts of things, from field trips. Our town is so small, we don't have school buses, right? So if they want to go to Liberty Science Center or Ellis Island or what have you, they need school buses, they need to be rented, and that is really, really expensive right now, right? So, so we help to pay for the field trips that students take. We help to pay for assemblies. We have a planetarium that comes each year to the elementary school where the kids get to walk into this inflatable planetarium and they hear all about the planets and the stars and everything. It's really, really cool. We help to do assemblies at the high school. We fund teacher wish lists, right? So if the teachers don't have all of the supplies that they might need and want to make their classrooms what they need to be, we can help to, bridge the gap there. We do a talent show every year where we raise a couple $1,000s to support the arts program for the middle school and the high school. And we cover caps and gowns for our graduating seniors. We do scholarships each year for our graduating seniors. We give $8,000 in scholarships every year to students graduating from our high school. So, that adds up to a lot of money, right? We give out like more than $20,000 a year to all of these different causes that really are just directly tied to our, supporting our teachers and supporting our students so that we can sort of create this optimal learning environment together. And so, some of the things that we do are like little fundraisers, like the bake sale, like the talent show, where we raise, these small amounts of, well, not super small, but, not as much as with the Tricky Tray. But the Tricky Tray, we raised about $26,000 last year just with the Tricky Tray. So it's a really, really big deal for us to do this one. And it's super, super fun. So I have a QR code. If you don't have anything to do next Saturday, you should just like get out your camera right now and sign up and come. We have jewelry, we have purses, we have trips, we have gift certificates to businesses in town, gift certificates to Dunellen Bagel and Avelinos and hair salons and really big things too. So we're giving away a TV, we've got, oh my God, I think we have some furniture, a lot of really cool stuff. So yeah, I think that's basically it for me. The other thing I wanted to mention is we also have opportunities for the students to volunteer at a lot of the events that we do, which is, it's a really important thing for me to get the kids involved in the work that PTO does, because that just feeds the volunteerism spirit in the whole town, right? So when we do our Tricky Tray fundraiser, we have like 25 high school students lining up to volunteer for that, to run the prizes all over the Faber gym, so that everybody gets their prizes really quickly. When we do the talent show, we have students who are serving as, the MC, the stage crew, the lights crew, all of that. And of course, we also have our parents too, which we rely on really heavily. So all the bake sales, the teacher appreciation luncheons that we run, all of that is a direct result of the involvement of more than 200 families in the district who, join PTO every year. So it's a really big, really vibrant organization, and I'm just so happy that I get to be a part of it for all these years. So yeah, join us. We have a lot of fun.
How do I join PTO if I'm not already a member?
You can, I have this flyer here too. Yeah, so if you want to join, scan this QR code. If you want to come to Tricky Tray, this one.
And I think, Rebecca, you bring up a great point about student involvement. I'm happy to hear that the PTO encourages it. I know the Board of Education does as well. And on our committees and commissions throughout the years, there's been many high school and middle school volunteers who have worked as liaisons or joined the committees or commissions. So our committees and commissions are open to high school and middle school participation to get involved too. So that was a good point to make. Thank you.
Awesome.
Next up is Councilwoman Terry Albertson. She's here to talk about the Dunellen Municipal Alliance. Welcome, Terry.
I have to tell you that honestly, my husband and I have the best time at the talent show every year. I think you do a fabulous job and the kids are amazing. So I'm with the Dunellen Municipal Alliance. And as you see, our mission is to engage a diverse network of residents dedicated to promoting and supporting alcohol and drug prevention strategies in order to reduce youth substance use disorder and create a healthy community. Not as much fun as some of the other things that people are doing, but very important. The Governor's Council on Substance Use Disorder administrates the state's Alliance to Prevent Substance Use Disorder, which is the largest network of community-based prevention coalitions. All prevention planning is grounded through guiding values that embrace mental health, harm reduction, stigma-free communities, and the empowerment of peers. County grant awards fund municipal alliances, which plan to and develop evidence-based and community-level prevention strategies to target substance misuse disorder in their communities. Municipal alliances are funded through the state. We used to be funded through monies that were brought in by DUIs, fines, and court fees and stuff like that. But after COVID, there was no money there. And so the state has taken over, and they are helping to provide us with funds to continue the programs that we do. The people that we work with and the members of our organization are a little different, because it's not necessarily that you, I want to do this. We're reaching out to make sure we're covering a large group of people. So we have police officers, we have school administrators, we have older people that are involved in health organizations. We have people who have experienced either through their own experience or experience because of someone else that they know, having been involved in substance misuse disorder. And we also have 2 youth members on our alliance, on our voting board of alliance members. Our main focus, while it is on alcohol misuse and underage use, other programs touch on many other topics, including tobacco and electronic inhalant use, mental health, drug misuses, and opioid overdose awareness. The Alliance works closely with the Dunellen schools. That's where we do, I would say 80% of our activities are through the schools, doing activities and presentations. So we have 3 groups of students that help with what we do. The high school students are in the peer leader program, and I'm proud to say that a former peer leader is now the mayor of Dunellen. They work with the freshmen. Each month they cover topics including study skills, diversity, self-care, dangers of drug use, dating safety. And so they meet, there's a group of students that meet with 2 or 3 peer leaders all year. So they get to know each other, they get to support one another. And we tackle some very tough topics, including now we've been working on letting people know about human trafficking. I mean, these are things that kids need to know about. And somehow when they're getting the information from a student, fellow student, they are more apt to listen and understand what's going on. Then we have a group of safety ambassadors who work with second graders, talking to them about making healthy choices, safety around cars, falls prevention, and pedestrian safety. Then we have our SUDS group, which is Stop Underage Drinking Students. And a former member, Jackson Rios, is here. He was a great member from the time he was in 6th grade until just recently when he got involved with the fire department and stuff and has moved on. They include middle and high school students. They do presentations for the 1st and 3rd grade, as well as the 5th grade classes. Their presentations are geared to inform the students about making healthy choices, including the dangers of tobacco, electronic inhalants, devices, and drug misuse. All of these students in these 3 groups take a leadership training program provided by Wellspring Prevention Center and funded through the Municipal Alliance. They learn about working as a team, they learn presentation skills and empathy. We do presentations for those senior citizens, the ones that are always getting in trouble there, according to Jim, of which I'm the head of the Senior Citizen Club. We participate yearly with town hall meetings in the community, and we're always happy to be able to do that. One of the most important things to me personally is that in August, we have an overdose awareness ceremony at Washington Memorial Park. And it's to remember all those we lost to overdose and to celebrate those who have been able to come out of overdose and have productive lives. To me, it's very personal because I lost a student when I worked at Dunellen High School, and one of my students, when he was 20 years old, had an overdose of fentanyl, and we lost him. And so it's very, very, very special to me. But it's a beautiful presentation. It's community-wide. Everybody is welcome to come, and we always have support from the police department and the council. We participate in Harvest Fest, National Night Out, and we have worked with the borough. I'm really proud to say this because there's a lot of towns. I think almost every city in Middlesex County has a municipal alliance, and we are the smallest, one of the smallest ones. So there's some huge ones, but we have done something that none of the others have done, and that's we've passed 2 ordinances with the borough. One to require licensing for stores selling e-cigarettes and vaping items, and this includes fines for selling to those who are underage. And the other is to prevent underage possession or consumption of alcohol on private property. So we do a lot of special things. We're very involved in the community, and if anybody wants to get involved or has a student that might be interested in helping in one of our programs, please get in touch with me. As you know, I'm a councilwoman. You can always reach me there, or you can email me at dunellenma@gmail.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. As Terry noted, she's also the president of the Dunellen Senior Club that meets every Friday at what, 10 a.m.?
10 a.m.
Okay, next year we need to make sure that they're not out being delinquent and they're here to present at the volunteer presentation. So next up is Roger Dornbeer. He's the chairman of the Dunellen Planning Board. And Roger, how long have you been on the planning board and as chair?
On the board for 33 years and chair probably about 28.
Congratulations. So you and Jim are in competition.
The mayor has promised me that I can get to 35 years. He's going to name the courtroom bathroom after me. So. Hold it out, Mayor. Hold it out.
An absolute promise, Roger.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to the exciting and sexy world of land use. Basically, with land use and the planning board, first of all, it's a board that's made up of 9 members, and you become a member if you're appointed by the mayor. And so there's really no volunteer portion of it, other than once you're named, then you've got your time. We've got 1 meeting that's per month, 4th Monday of every month. And what do we do? Well, as a planning board, there are applications that come in. Applications come in because there's someone who wants to do something with their land, and the ordinances do not provide the ability to do that. So what you do is you come before the planning board for a variance, okay? And we also serve as a zoning board. Most municipalities, once they hit a population, I believe it's about 10,000, they have a separate planning board and a separate zoning board. Because of our size, we have a joint board. And so, in addition to doing the variance, when an application comes in for redevelopment, they have to come before the planning board with a site plan. That's what it's called. And the planning board will then, and its members, will look at the proposal and see how that site plan measures against the ordinances and make sure that it's in conformance. So we've been working, decades now on the redevelopment, and the relationship is that the redevelopment committee, which is also the council, will confer with us. We make recommendations. We send it back to the council on ordinance changes. Sometimes we need to modernize an ordinance, or something will change, or we would like to see something change in the ordinances, so we'll make recommendations, and then the council can take actions on that. This is the exciting and sexy part. Every couple of years, we have to do what's called a master plan, and that looks at the municipality in total. And a master plan has a lot of different components to it, traffic studies, housing, I'm drawing a blank on some of the others, but it's incredibly comprehensive, and it takes a lot of time to look at the different elements in it and make sure that everything is synchronized, and then we adopt that. And it's basically a roadmap for the town. Now, let's see. No, that's really basically it. I mean, dealing with the applications and stuff like that. Any questions? All right, I'll tell you one thing, and that's how I became involved, since you're appointed by the mayors. 33 years ago, it was the same year my daughter was born. My brother-in-law lived in Dunellen, says to me, "Congratulations." I said, "For what?" He goes, "You're a member of the planning board." I said, "What do you mean a member of the planning board?" Well, the mayor at that time was Larry Enzavino, great guy. And I looked at the paper and I went, damn, he nominated me or appointed me to the planning board. So, and I've been there ever since. I've tried, but I'm holding out for that thing. So, unless there's any questions, I thank you so much for your time. Volunteering is a wonderful thing. If you're not involved with some of the organizations, but you have kids in school, there are tremendous opportunities to volunteer, helping build sets if your kids are in drama. So whatever you can do. My little saying is, community service, it's not just for criminals. So be proud of what you do, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I'm gonna see, maybe the next town hall is on, who do we have as the best volunteer stand-up comedians? In this group, we'll make it a fundraising competition. But I will note, and I think it's a good opportunity to note, that the opportunities to volunteer, you can find them on the website. They've been modernized outside of just waking up one day and your name's in the newspaper. You can volunteer through signing up digitally on our website, dunellen-nj.gov/volunteer. There's a whole form, or you can also show up to the clerk's office and ask for a volunteer registration form. So love Larry Enzavino, former Mayor Enzavino, but those days of just waking up and it's in the newspaper are past. So it's been more modernized now. So welcoming.
You said the text now.
I think the next gentleman, Robert Rios of the Dunellen Shade Tree Commission, is going to give the other folks a run for their money on comedian. No, not tonight.
I promised I would be good tonight. Okay? But I gotta say, if you think planning and all of that is sexy, wait till I tell you about trees. There's a lot going on. So let me tell you, in 2002, a bunch of Dunellen residents got together and said, "You know what we need? Do you know what we need? We need a commission, a shade tree commission." And then it was founded. Boom. Here we are. That's right. So what do? And in the interest of keeping everything, short, I know I've created a 63 slide presentation to briefly tell you what we do. Slide 1, please. Now comes a little legalese. Our responsibilities of the Dunellen Shade Tree Commission is to promote the general welfare of residents of the borough of Dunellen by providing for the protection, regulation, selection, we do a lot, planting and cutting of trees on public property in such a way as to protect and preserve the environment and quality of life of the residents of the borough. That's a lot, right? That's good. So, a little bit about us. We are made up of 7 voting members, but we welcome more. We meet 6 times a year with most of our activities being in spring and fall because coincidentally that's when like the trees like to do their things. You know? Who knew? We get winters off. You know, we're kind of like teachers. You know, the teachers get summers, we get winters. The commission took part in the New Jersey Transit Adopt a Station program and landscape and maintain the 2 corners of the railroad embankment right off of Washington, right, Washington? The two of them right over there. We always need help. So please. Another thing, I'm gonna tell you at the end how to get this cool shirt right here. So just stand by for that. There will be an exam at the end, so please take notes. We also have on board an approved 5-year forestry plan on file with the New Jersey State Forestry Department. This is big. The next revision is due in 2026. So what we do is we basically go to every single tree in Dunellen, in the parks and we got some of our people right there, and we measure the tree and we just try to get a general idea of the health of the tree. If anything needs to be done in the future, we just have an eye. Because if you, term I like to use a lot is if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So take that little grain with you. It's my parting gift to you. The commission also partners with other borough groups and planning boards for proper tree selection because you know we have a problem. I guess you could say, you see the telephone poles and you see the trees are like this. So we try to avoid that because you have to plant the right tree for the right spot. So, and each year we celebrate Arbor Day by planting trees. And for the past several years, we've also run a program at Faber Elementary School, and the kids really enjoy it. We have councilmen and our illustrious global icon and national treasure, Mr. Sorrento here, always comes down and gives us a big hand. So we thank the mayor for that. We currently have 1 voting slot open, and we would like more members to come down to join us. And you can send an email to us, very easy, shadetree@dunellenborough.com. And check out our Facebook page and our Instagram and all that stuff, you know, all our socials. And we really get involved. We would like you to get involved. So come on down.
Thank you, Rob. And you can tell by the parks with all the flowering trees how great a job the Shade Tree Commission has been doing over the years, right?
That's what we do.
And just to note, former council president Ken Baudendistel, who was part of the founding group, maybe you would say he is the founder, is the chairman, and he has been a driving force behind that with his membership. So I know he's not here this evening, but let's give him a round of applause. Next up, we have the president of the Dunellen Public Library Board of Trustees, Mr. Richard Pinder, who is also is a former council member. So Rich has volunteered in multiple capacities. So thank you.
Thank you. I thank everybody who does volunteer. There's a lot of fantastic programs that we've gotten to partake in over the years as a family as a result of the hard work everyone puts in this town. So I just want to take that moment to thank you all. And a special thank you as the president of the board of trustees of the library to the Friends of the Dunellen Library for all the work you do. I just want to say, really gone above and beyond, provided some great programs, provided the Museum Pass program this year for us, and put on some great other programs. I feel I have the worst slide in the entire deck. Part of that may be that I got informed of this a little late, but I'm not going to go through reading this. What we do at the board is pretty simple. There's 7 of us that are appointed by the mayor, 2 that are the mayor's representative, and then the representative to the superintendent of schools. We keep the lights on. We do all the work on the back end that involves making a budget, ensuring that there's funding for the library to operate and put on the programs that it does.
We try to support as best we can our director, Liz Lopez, who honestly has put on a lot of great programs and really expanded the reach of the library in recent years. Honestly, I want to expand how the library is viewed in the community, because a lot of people look at it as just kind of books. Probably the last time you were in it was either when you bought your kid there or you were a kid yourself. And that's just outside of the realm. You can get information anywhere nowadays. So the library, I want to help serve as a place where we can hold some of the more physical items that we are throwing away in an increasingly digital world, but also try to help people parse through the digital world and find truth in the information that they find out there. So that's kind of the goals we're working towards right now. Been a lot of work and really not much to say beyond.
Thank you, Rich. We're going to.
Good night, folks.
It seems the screen's trying to upstage all the amateur meetings we have here this evening. So, I was going to say, Rich, the library is a cultural center of our town, and I think people should recognize it as such, and I hope people could recognize how fortunate we are to have a public library, a free public library in our community, because some towns are seeking to get rid of them or regionalize them, and we are fortunate to have a great library with great resources beyond just books. And thank you to you and your team, and of course to the Friends of the Public Library for the assistance on fundraising. So again, a round of applause for that. Next up, we have Chief Bill Scott. In his role as Chief Bill Scott, he's also a council member for the Dunellen Fire Department.
Thank you. So the Dunellen Fire Department, obviously, our primary job is to put the fires out. Luckily in Dunellen, we don't get that many, which is a good thing. But we're always looking for volunteers. The purpose of tonight is volunteering. So we have a couple of different membership categories. An active member is a member that's over 18 years of age who's physically capable of performing firefighting. We have a junior firefighter, which go back to the schools. Glad we have 2 schools here. Anybody 16 to 18, junior firefighters. We have one in the room tonight who's moonlighting with the rescue squad. And we have one that was a junior, but tonight is Jackson's birthday. So now that he's 18, he'll be moving to an active firefighter. And then we have associate members, those members of the community who want to help in the fire department, but just aren't capable of performing the duties of a firefighter. They want to help with fundraisers. They want to help with the different events we put on, with the enormous task of reoccupying this building after the fire we had. So Larry's here tonight with us. Larry's one of our associate members. And we also have several other members of the department here, and Sue is our deputy chief in the back, so I'll recognize her. But the key with our department is there's a lot of training that goes along with it. We have to send you to the fire academy, but all that is paid for by us. If you join the fire department, we send you to all the training when we get you to class. We've had an influx the last 6 months. I think we've had 8 new members join, which is, it's been years since we've had that many members join in one small time like that. And I'd like to see another 8 members join this year. So if you're interested, these are the different categories. You can reach us at joindfd@dunellenfd.com or go to our website for more information. And the final bullet on here is probably the most important. Many of our current and former members, through the training they've received through this department, through Dunellen, the Miracle Mile, Square Mile, have gone on to careers in public safety. Firefighters, police officers, chief of emergency services is my full-time job. So a lot of, I've taken here, I started at 16, so 34 years ago, I started as a junior firefighter, moved up to chief of a large department through the training that I received as a firefighter in Dunellen at no cost to me. So I was able to build that. So I invite, especially students in the schools, look to join as a junior, spend the 2 years learning what the equipment is.
when you turn 18, we send you to fire school and you look towards a career as a firefighter, as Jackson's looking for, hopefully. You look to build off the training you get from Dunellen for free. I can't stress that enough, for free. So with that, anybody has any questions, we'll be around for a while. Reach out to us through the emails. Give us a phone call, reach out to us on Facebook, and we look forward to another 8 members joining this year. Thank you.
So I think, as you can see, we have a lot going on for a small town. It's all based upon the efforts of our volunteers. So, you know, we should not be hearing anybody saying, well, there's nothing to do in Dunellen, because there's always something to do in Dunellen. Wait till you get through the spring, summer, and falls. It's like every weekend there's something to do, which is a great thing. And so you can see, if you have a concern or an issue you want to be raised, there's various committees and commissions that are dealing with those various topics, that are advising the mayor and council. And so instead of, you know, complaining about it and being keyboard warriors possibly on social media, you can step up to the plate and join a committee and volunteer, or come to a council meeting. I think there's a lot of great opportunities. The positive that you can, there's always a positive you can take from a negative, and well, make it a positive. There you go. So before we open it up to questions, I just want to note, you might have seen me texting back and forth. I was texting with Alex Miller about what are we going to do about Saturday if it rains, because there's possibly an 80% chance of rain on Saturday. So we'll think of an idea about where do we reschedule the volunteer day picnic, or the picnic day, because it's very important. Maybe we can latch on to the May 4th Spring into Wellness and triple up those efforts. More to report on that. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but it looks like it might. So we'll open up the floor for questions. If anybody has any questions of any of the committees or commissions that spoke this evening and how to get involved, floor is yours.
Can I have a shirt made of his quote that was like, "You don't have to be a criminal to." Can I have a shirt? That would be a great shirt.
Yeah.
I would buy it.
Well, there's 2 stores in town that you can fundraise and pay for it yourself if you want. So, okay, no questions. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll update you on our next town hall, what the topic's going to be. Maybe it'll be on OEM and preparedness, because we're going into storm season around August. So thank you. Please volunteer. Reach out if you have any questions, and look at the website for the volunteer link. And let's give a round of applause one last time for all the volunteers. We're out.
Take care. Enjoy the race.